as, more importantly, a social issue, because we can't do without it. Also, in terms of development, productive sector, manufacturing sector can't function fully in the absence of water. And therefore, we look at it from those two broad perspectives. And as you are aware, the Constitution of Kenya, the way we know the 2010, has a requirement for information dissemination to the citizens of this country and also people who reside in Kenya. At any given time, people have information. They should be given information in all sectors. And therefore, in water sector, we feel that we should also be part of that. But more importantly, the fact that our Constitution, Section 43, is also demanding that each person should have access to water, not only in good quantities, but also good quality, so that it doesn't compromise the health of the people. And it also conforms to Section number 6 of our SDG number 6, where we are talking of water being a basic right, that we should be able to access it at any given time plus sanitation. And therefore, because of these requirements, there is need for all of us to participate and be part of the people who should play a role in looking at research and training in this sector, so that we are able to look at the trends, what are the new trends, what we need to do, so that we make this a reality. And therefore today I'm happy that I'm addressing professionals and technical people, so that we look at the complexes. What are the global challenges? What are the emerging sustainable development challenges in this sector, which we need all of us to be discussing, so that we look at the research as a way of not producing only research, but we also use what we've gotten from it, so that we see how we can take water to the next level. And as we gather here, it will be very important for us as researchers and people participating in this sector, that we need to look at research as a highly contextualized, so that we are looking at it in terms of the areas which we need to look at, specific areas. What do we need to do to solve obvious problems? What do we need so that we integrate all the knowledge? Because research cuts across many disciplines, many subsectors. So that we need to know what role the other person can do, that is collaboration. What collaborative direction we need to take. And therefore, because of this, there is need for us to be meeting regularly, so that we look at reviews. 5 years, where were we? What have we done? What do we need to do so that we make the sector to be vibrant, so that we share the information, so that we disseminate in the correct fashion. Now, while looking at this, we need to be asking ourselves, if we invest in research and training, we will be able to generate, of course, knowledge. As a result of this, I want all of us to look at not only research, but what are the innovations arising from the segment? Are there some innovations? Are there some new ideas which we can put in practice? Are there some researches which we can use so that we use them in decision making? Your research output, can you share with the ministry so that it is incorporated as part of decision making process? So the onus is on all of us, not only to do research, but also to develop that culture of transforming the findings so that we take to the next level as far as policy is concerned. We implement. So I want to look at all of us as champions of research information so that we play a very effective role. In addition, I also want to mention that we appreciate the fact that availability of the right to information, whether you are generating from research or otherwise, does not necessarily lead to behavior change. Our duty, therefore, and responsibility is to allow the knowledge created through research to influence our way of doing business. It is only in this way that we should be able to justify the massive investments going towards research and capacity building, so that let us become agents of change when we embrace the research. I'm happy that research for a very long time has been incorporated as part of CETRAD. CETRAD, in its formation, you've continued to contribute to research and training in our sector. That helps to meet these requirements. And of course, we are here because of CETRAD, what they have done in their sector, so that we listen and discuss some of the most recent research innovations in the water sector. And this includes the state-of-the-art hydromet monitoring instruments or tools. I'm sure Tatari is part of what he was discussing at KESO. We should also be looking at the recent revelations of trends and dynamics influencing the water resources. Among the participants, of course, I've also seen the CEO of water resources. In the sector, we've been always talking about investments, how to take water from one point, put in pipeline, how to treat, so that people can use. But it will be very, very important for us to look at the sources. That is an area which we've not done well. And as a ministry, we are now focusing on what we need to do in the country. It's unfortunate this dry spell has really taught us lessons. It got us unprepared. We hope there are lessons we've learned so that next time we will do more. Because here in Nairobi, every day, the level of the amount of water coming to Nairobi has been reducing. So for the last 2 months, many of us were in prayers, because if there are no rains, I don't know what will happen. But God has heard our prayers. There has been positive development. But in future, we've got to be better prepared so that we handle such situations. Of course, what comes to our minds is protection of the catchment areas, how to share the resource, so that each one of us plays his or her role. I'm sure we'll be able to learn from past mistakes so that we improve in the future. So in the sector, we want to put in the forefront issues of water resources, because unless we protect the springs, unless we implement the riparian laws as far as the country is concerned, then I'm afraid that the quality of water we will be having in the country will be deteriorated in terms of quality. It will become poor and poor. So whatever the agency you're working for, I want us to come up with ways of ensuring that we protect the catchment area very well. What kind of trees should we be planting? Which are the trees which conserve, protect the water, and etc. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us look at the ways of having innovative tools and approaches for data synthesis so that we are able to share the data in a modern way. And not only synthesizing the data, but also integration of the same. What are the ways of enhancing data and information sharing and exchange amongst users at different levels and scales? These are the areas where CETRAD has been doing very well, and the director and the board, and I happen to be a member of the board, we've always been encouraging the fact that data is very important, information is very important, so that we need to look at modern ways of collecting all that data for the purpose of planning in the sector. It is therefore my hope that you will find these innovations useful and with potential to influence our policy formulation and strategy development. And this will go a long way to inform the design and implementation of appropriate intervention programs and activities in achieving sustainability in the water sector and related domains. We cannot discuss water sector without bringing in environment. We cannot discuss the water sector without bringing in agriculture, land, and etc. It is those coming together of all those subsectors which will make our policy making in the water sector to be effective if we are able to relate well with the other subsectors. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this highly opportunity to thank CETRAD management and staff for compiling the materials, and in addition for organizing this event. And it is my hope that during the presentation discussion of these innovative ideas, all of us will be enlightened so that we know what else do we need to take home after this gathering of great minds. When great minds come together, I'm sure something will come. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to be part of this because of the fact that the ministry attaches a lot of importance to research innovations. It attaches also importance to the case of sharing information, sharing data and knowledge for the betterment of the sector. So mine is to wish you all the best as you discuss this, as you receive the information, and whenever you want the government to support in one way or another, I want to assure you that we will be able to do our part, because what you are doing will make us to go to the next level as far as handling the water sector is concerned. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you good engagement, fruitful engagement, fruitful discussions as we